Hi everyone, I'm Pat O'Connor.
And I'm Sarah McDougall. So, me and Patrick found an article on news.sciencemag.org. This article is called "The Gut Microbe That Stops Food Allergies" and was written by Jennifer Cousin-Frankel. A new study suggests a certain gut bacteria known as Clostridia can counter peanut sensitivity. This bacteria is actively found in the guts of humans and other animals. In this study, they used mice. It is the thought that antibiotics may have removed these bacteria from our guts at a young age, which led to the sensitivity. Similar bacterial deficiencies have attributed to causing autoimmune diseases and obesity. Research article reports that wiping out the intestinal bacteria of mice cause food allergies. Also shown that mice given antibiotics early in life were more susceptible to peanut sensitivity. After Clostridia were then introduced to these susceptible mice, which then caused the sensitization to disappear. It is thought that the bacteria helped keep proteins that cause allergic reactions out of the bloodstream. This research is still in early stages and human testing has not yet started.
Awesome. Okay, so for the second part of the project, we decided to use the second critique option, which was about the language that the article used. So it was a news article, so it was a little bit less scientific in nature than you might find with a scholarly journal. And the article was derived from a scholarly journal, so we were able to sort of cross-check these things to decide if they were really sort of in line with each other. But one thing we noticed was that the language of the article was really sure-sounding, and they said things like the sensitization totally disappeared, and the same effects were not seen with other trials. So they just had really sure-sounding language that they used, which, is not generally something that you would see with really early preliminary medical treatments. But the article does come from a reputable science magazine. Its intended audience is likely people with some realm of scientific background, so they sort of employed the use of heavier scientific terms within that. And then as for sort of the media spin on the article, obviously a lot of times we see media sort of blow things like this out of proportion a little bit, which is why we kind of see the sure-sounding language with the article. So, because that makes sense that they would want to make these things sound more interesting in order to attract more readers. So that's one way in which this is definitely sort of a little more unreliable than a scholarly journal that it's derived from. So it did include the journal, and when we read over the journal versus the actual article itself, they did not use the same language that the article used. A quote we took from the scholarly journal itself was that they said, "Our findings will inform the development of novel approaches to prevent or treat food allergy based on modulating the composition of intestinal microbiota." So that, to me, especially with the word novel within there, that really says that they were not terribly interested in, well, it wasn't that they were interested, but they just were not totally focused on absolute, verification of these terms. But as far as falsification for this can go, we could really search and dig through the article, and we could find evidence that would show that the article itself is sort of spinning the truth a little bit, because the article, the scholarly journal, included a lot of evidence about just the results and statistics and whatnot. So we could use those to really show that the article is sort of spinning the truth a little bit, and that would allow us to ultimately undermine the accuracy of the article. So that's really all we had for critique. Thank you.